Thank you for joining us again, Stan, to look back on October. Looking back now, you played 3, won 2 and drew 1. You must have been happy with that return for the month.
Yeah, I'm more happy with the sort of improvement that they've put in the games. You know, the results will look after themselves, but it's sort of like from where we were to where we are now, I think we've improved quite a little bit. There's still a hell of a long way to go. But they're sort of showing it now in the games, working hard in the training ground, and they're getting, like you said, starting getting results. I don't mean that score-wise. I mean just results in the way they play, being much better.
And that draw came against Preston, but you also described that as the best performance of this season so far. What exactly about that game made it so special?
Just the way we moved the ball and passed the ball, which we hadn't. To be fair, we hadn't had in as much consistency as we've in that game. We'd shown little bits, little spells in games, but for that game, it's sort of the spells we had were more of and for longer, and without the ball as well. You know, we knew Preston. We got videos on Preston, so we knew they were a good team, and we knew if we didn't press them and stop them playing, it'd cause us problems. Fortunately, on the day, you know, I mean, we were a bit unlucky with the score. We deserved to win. We had the chances to win, but I was more, as I said at the time, more pleased with the performance than anything else.
So not only did results go well, but as you mentioned, performances. Was that the kind of reaction you was looking for after September?
Definitely. And as I've just said there, Dan, you know, there's still a long way to go, and the players are aware of that. We're not always going to get that. There's going to be spells where, you know, we'll probably revert back to where we were a few weeks ago, and that's the nature of youth football. But we've just got to make sure that the spells we have, as I said, with the ball are going to be better and more consistent with.
In the last game of the month, you beat Notts County 2-1 with a sensational 95th minute winner for your side. What was the atmosphere like within the team after that?
Not very good after a game we're telling off, to be honest. No, I mean that's what I said. You know, we've gone there, we've won, but we didn't play well enough in spells again. There's too much inconsistency. Sorry, not enough consistency in our game at the minute. They said the spells we need to have more of them, and they need to be longer. Even in that though, on Saturday, it proved that if they move the ball quick enough and with more urgency, as we did in the last 20 minutes when we went 1 down, we were the better team in the end, and we probably did deserve it. But before that, we were quite happy to go along with their pace and not play at ours. When we went 1 down, you know, there was a kick up the backside we needed, and then they suddenly realised that they had to start doing something, and they did. But just for the last 20 minutes is not good enough for them to progress.
Over October as well, you had a few games postponed. How have you and your staff been able to adapt? Because it's more than you would usually expect in the opening months of the season.
Well, you just have to. I mean, without being too cliche about it, it's the times that we're living in at the minute. You know, and it won't be the last time that, you know, games get called off because of this pandemic. So it's just a matter of, as you say, adapting and going with it. And, you know, and it gives Andy time to get on the golf course.
Victory came for your side against Coventry Stinks the other night in the FA Youth Cup. There's going to be a lot of games for this small group of players because obviously you can't rely on the under-16s to come up and take a bit of the workload off of the under-18s. How are they managing to adapt in these circumstances as well with the extra workload?
Well, I mean, it's what it's about, playing games. You know, that's why they're here. They look forward to the games. The games aren't a problem. Everybody wants to play the game of football. So, you know, and it's training, but that's why we've got Dan. That's why, you know, the sports scientists, we've got all the data there with the GPS systems that we can monitor and just make sure that we're not overloading them on the training ground, that they are fit and ready to go on match day.